Hey guys, it's River. I'm just filming a video because I just met with my psychiatrist and we talked about a few important things. So I wanted to update my channel because I say a lot. My partner pointed that out to me. But anyways, I wanted to update the channel because I do this for myself, not just for the few people who watch and stuff. But looking back, I can remember so much more about my symptoms and my system and learn about my system so much more than if I didn't film these videos. And I know sometimes it's like, I wonder if I'm being too open and vulnerable and maybe saying too much, but I kind of like the level I have it at. So I think I'm going to continue making videos to the same degree I'm making them. But yeah, I just wanted to like put that out there that I do these videos for as much as myself and also to add a new representation out there. So I leave it at that. So yeah, I met with my psychiatrist. Just right now I'm in that same like foresty back part that I park at that I filmed that last video in. The appointment went well. We talked about ADHD, and I am going to start a new med. I think he said something like the threshold for ADHD is low, and I don't know what the fuck that means, but I was thinking about it. I'm like, because when I said that, I was like, oh, does he not think I have it? And I was thinking like, no, he wouldn't like ethically start me on an ADHD med if he didn't think I had it. So I'm not saying I have it, but he's willing to start me on this med to explore if my symptoms improve, because that would add more insight for him and myself. So it's a step to possibly getting diagnosed. So I'll just leave that there. We also talked about some trauma stuff because I don't know if it was me or Montrell, but one of us talked about a recent trauma appointment. We did have one. That wasn't a lie. And I'm still processing it okay. My doctor actually said something interesting to me because I was like part of me that still feels like I'm just making this all up and this trauma wasn't real and stuff like that is because like why am I still like stable? Like why isn't my life fucked up? Why aren't I experiencing PTSD flashbacks? Why aren't I distraught? Like why am I not crying all the time? Why am I acting like I'm not talking about being sexually abused by my abuser who is someone close to me? So like why am I so like okay? And he said most of the representation, because I think he was like hinting to the words fact that like I watch DID content maybe, or maybe I don't know, but he said most of like what you'll see online from people's experiences are like the extreme end. So either it's like I don't know why he would say this, but it's like they don't have it or whatever, or like it's an extreme end where like they're so severely impaired, they have a hard time processing emotions, or so like just impaired, like their illness is very taking a toll on them. And he said you don't really get a lot of that like gray area, middle area. And so I thought it was interesting because I was like, oh, like I hope that like my videos are that for people. Like I always talk about how I want to be as a different representation of systemhood, but also maybe just like trauma processing in general. So I'm more inclined to make these videos and be more transparent because one, I'm not going to hold shame about my trauma. That is my abuser's shame to hold on to. If someone wants to tell me my trauma is fake or like dog on me or like fucking whatever, I don't give a shit. Like I know who I am. I'm very self-assured. I'm very self-confident in myself and what I say. And two, I forget what my first point was really, but I think the second point is something like people need to see this representation of, like I said, systemhood and also like processing trauma while still going about your daily life. So there has been times when like back in last late winter or early spring where I was hospitalized and I was experiencing PTSD flashbacks. It was like the first time I kind of had memories of my trauma. So there's definitely times where I've been more dysregulated and more unwell by processing this trauma stuff. But right now with doing my therapy appointments, I'm not super unwell right now. Sorry, I keep saying the same words over and over again. But yeah, I just wanted to like get that out there. So I'm not going to talk about the trauma stuff then. If you're interested, you can watch my last couple videos. I think in the title I say like trauma memory or trauma appointment. So I just wanted to get that out there. I also wanted to talk about, because I just thought about it now, how like when I say I don't remember stuff about my trauma, typically I'm referring to like my childhood sexual abuse trauma. But I was talking in an appointment today because somebody overdosed at my job last night. They survived, but it was my first time ever doing chest compressions, and because I haven't really responded to that many overdoses, and it was my first, and not my first time, but this person had took 5 Narcans, and I was more involved in that kind of situation than I ever been. Usually my overdoses are the one time when my participant passed away, or like one and done, like one Narcan and they're up and they're fine. So this is like more on the severe end. And I was reflecting to my psychiatrist about this, and I was saying that, speaking to my old participant who passed, and when I was thinking about what I remember about that day, I was thinking like a lot of the memories were kind of similar to the memories of when I was processing trauma. They're like it's a little bit more clear because yes, it's only a handful of months ago, compared to like the stuff that happened in childhood. But it was a little bit more clear, but it was also like not like immersive, like I've talked about how I feel like a trauma memory should be. It was much more like knowing this happened and knowing what I was seeing. Like this time it was like with the participant who passed away, it was like knowing what I was seeing without seeing it. Whereas before I wasn't really sure what I was seeing. It was more like thought processes I was having and like what I was doing, but not seeing it, but knowing what I was doing, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out there about a different kind of like insight that I had to trauma processing and how maybe I need to be less. I mean, I am holding space for the fact that a lot of systems and people who have DID and stuff often deny their trauma happening and deny their system. And so I am holding space for that, but I'm also wondering if maybe I need to like be more aware that my memory processing is, at least in my own how my brain is and how I'm going to process memories, it's aligned to like what I'm capable of. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I did want to point out, I didn't want to like call him out it, and I kind of did, but my psychiatrist was like, DID is not in the DSM, and like I'm pretty sure it is. And he's like, no, that was in like, I forget what he called it, but like the Europe thing. And then I like looked it up on Google, and ChatGPT'd it, but like they both say they're on DID. So like I will say my doctor is very like, I'm very competent, like my doctor is very competent and very confident in him. And I know that like DID is a rare disorder, and like I don't expect, this is his specialty, but like I don't expect them to know everything, the ins and out of everything. But like I don't know, hopefully next time I see him, I'm gonna be like, the DSM is in DID isn't the DSM. He said it's not in the DSM-5 TR, and I was like, I googled that, like I said, and it was. So I don't know, but I asked him like, do you think I'll get diagnosed? Like, do you think this is DID? And he said, we don't call it DID. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, it's not in the DSM. Like, yes, it is. Sorry. So he's like, so clinically I'm not gonna call it DID. I'm gonna call it this. So like I forget what he said, but I looked it up in my school accessibility form that he put my potential diagnosis on, and he said something similar then, but I looked it up and it was like trauma and stress related disorder with dissociative features. He said that's how it would be classified, and he said he still wants to explore it. So I do think he doesn't think like I definitely think that it's not like he thinks I don't have it, but I think he still wants to explore it, because if I think about it logically, for timeline wise, I've only really been talking to him about it for like, I meet with him like 4 to 7 weeks, so like let's say 6 weeks, so like that'd be like a month and a half, so like what was that, like 12-18 times, so since last year. I think I'm really bad at time math, so I could be totally off there, but yeah. So we're still working on it. Like I knew this was gonna take time, because like I know a lot of people online will talk about getting assessments and paying for them, and doing all these questionnaires. That's not going to be my case because I've been in this hospital, it's a psychiatry hospital, since like 2018. I've been in the mental health system in my city since 2014. It's not like they don't know me and have a background on me. It's not like I'm someone who doesn't have mental health care and is going to pay to get an assessment and they need to diagnose me or give their best impression within that, like, whatever, however long that assessment takes. Which sometimes I wonder if those are even accurate, because like that person doesn't really know you. And I think about all the times where, like, not to shit on that, like if that's all you have within your abilities, then like, yes, please utilize that. And I understand I'm very privileged to be in the space that I am, so I'm not saying that's wrong. I am just saying I've been diagnosed multiple times by with different things, and it's taken me like 10 years to get an accurate reflective diagnosis to where I am. So I'm just saying that diagnoses do take time, not that they're really needed. Like, I think I have DAD. Am I officially diagnosed yet? No. So like, also, if you think you have it and you don't have these abilities, then like there's other ways that you can be confident in yourself. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to like make it seem like I'm not trying to like say that other, like, if you don't do what I do, then you don't have DID. So like that's not what I'm trying to do. So that was such an ugly face I made. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I think that's pretty much it. I think I just said this now, so we probably may or may not actually do it. I may forgot that I said this, but I think I want either myself or someone in the system to try to make a more lighthearted video. I feel like we always talk about trauma, or like we do have like those throwaway videos that we talk about where we just, one of us will just make a video and like none of it is, it's not like a good video, but we'll still post it, so we just call it a throwaway video. But I want to make like kind of like a, I'm so bad at editing, so I can't do like, everyone has a clip of like talking about what their favorite cupcake is. So like, but I do want to have someone make just like a more lighthearted video, talk about ourselves. So yeah, I don't really remember what I talked about in this video to like summarize it up at the end, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried not to say let me know if I didn't say I hate saying that because like who's gonna comment that? So I have 1 million followers, so I don't know, but I did try to say less, so hopefully when I watch this video back I can tell if I did or not. So thanks for watching, hope it was a good video, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, bye.